Hey, how's it going, YouTube? This is your Uncle Spearfield7. Today we're talking a little bit about NBA 2K17. It's dropping very soon. I'm really excited. I don't know about y'all, and I saw this video this week where they're going to allow you to download an app to your phone to help you pre-build your character before the game comes out. That's super raw, kind of like an RPG for basketball. You can kind of like figure out your outline of your player and see some of the changes that are coming this year. But honestly, while that's a great change, there are a lot of things that I feel like they could improve upon with next year's title. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that. So I guess first of all, I'm going to talk about some technical stuff that I wish that they could have in the next game. I don't know if any of this is going to happen, but I would be a happy camper if it did. The shot feedback isn't very good in this game. I've missed a lot of open shots, and when I can make shots like this, but then I miss wide open threes, it just shows you that the game is very glitchy and very kind of fluky in places. A friend of mine even goes so far as to say there's like RNG or kind of randomness that's injected in the game to make it a little bit more even. I don't like that in games. I think that if you figure out the game, you've mastered it, you know a lot about it, you should be able to benefit from that added knowledge and experience. I mean, it just makes gameplay so much more fun when it's challenging, difficult, and you get rewarded for actually figuring it all out. So yeah, people missing green lights in my park is fucking unforgivable, and I think the loading times to get into park are ridiculous. And if you want to join your friend's park, it takes a double load, which is an extra 10 minutes. I mean, it can take 20 minutes just to get into fucking park. And like, somebody needs to call someone over at 2K and let them know it's 2016. That's ridiculous amount of time of waiting. Ultimately, I wish there was a fast matchmaking option that was a lot more streamlined, because it's so frustrating and so disappointing when you take all this time to get into park, then a bunch of people are standing around AFK, or some people are just like walking around the park clowning on people, taunting at them, and not actually playing the damn game. A lot of trickery where they're trying to finesse people off of spots so that they can get into the game, and it's just frustrating. I mean, it's really, most of your My Park experience is standing around waiting. And if you're not in a squad or you're just playing by yourself, you could be waiting even longer because you're not winning games. So I wish there was a fast matchmaking option, kind of like Call of Duty. I mean, honestly, I would love a menu that's just like quick game, 2v2, 3v3, get your party together in my court and just quickly get into a game if you don't want the full experience of going to a park and standing around for a really fucking long time. It's just kind of pointless. Tap Square Nation is another thing they need to look at. I cannot tell you how many times you hop into games and people just hack the square button like motherfuckers, and they're constantly stripping the ball. Basically, whenever people are doing that, I mean, it's evidence. I mean, it just shows that the stealing animation and apparatus for getting steals is broken. And so there's a lot of weird stuff. And in the latest patches, I'll go up for a dunk, I'll be like 3 feet off the ground, and the game will literally pull me out of the air to the ground so that the guy can get a stripping animation. And that's so frustrating. It's like there's no suspension of disbelief. It's just unrealistic and stupid. They need to stop. They need to have more fouls, basically more difficulty and finesse and skill involved in getting steals, instead of just allowing people to hack square and not really get punished for it. I think centers are kind of OP, and I know this has probably been said better by other people, but they really are. They truly are. It's a god position. And philosophically, I don't know where I stand, because in real life, you're not going to be seeing many 7'3", 340-pound dudes on the court, your local street ball court. But I also understand you have to include all of the positions. So I think that there are a couple things that they could do that are practical, that could help balance them out with everybody else a little bit more. And that is, the dribbling and shooting ability of centers is completely out of whack. Centers should not be able to shoot threes. And I know what you're saying, Dirk Nowitzki, whatever, DeMarcus Cousins can hit threes. That's not their role in a typical basketball game. And Dirk Nowitzki, in his case, he's more of a power forward. He was a big guy, but he was a stop and pop shooter. They give him the ball, he would shoot. That was kind of his deal. But you can't really make robust comparisons to real life. And it's just like you play park and you see these dudes doing cheese dribble moves, which shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. Their kneecaps would buckle under the pressure of half of these my park signature moves and size ups. So I think the dribbling is a little bit out of whack. I think the shooting ability is a little out of whack, and rebounding is completely, oh my fucking god, broken. I typically try to play as fundamentally sound as possible, and that often leads me to box out people on defense. And if I have a center boxed out 10 feet away from the rim and he reaches over my head for a board when he didn't even fight to get in position. I mean, most of these centers are hype beasts and they're out at the 3-point line. This dude runs in to a box out, reaches over my head, grabs it, and then continues an offensive possession. You just can't have that. That needs to be balanced more so that when you box out people, you get rewarded. I think my small forward is 6'8" or something. Still not small enough that people should just be plucking the ball over my head constantly. They don't get over the back fouls, which maybe they need to add some over the back fouls a little bit in this game. And there's just basically, you can't stop it. I mean, there's literally absolutely 100% nothing you can do about it most of the time. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes I'll box people out and get the rebound, but that happens very, very, very rarely. And I think that if you are going to have centers and you are going to be a big man, you have to, I guess, do more fundamental basketball shit to get rewarded for. I just see a lot of these kids, they're out here. They'll post you up, back you up to the goal, to the perfect angle in front of the hoop, and they'll just dunk on you. And there's really nothing you can do about it. You can try to strip them. Centers have terrible ball control, but you see tons of glitching where people just reach up, drop it in. Doesn't matter how hard you hit them, what you do. I'm going into the next one with an open mind, and honestly, I'm super fucking amped to get in on NBA 2K17. I'm really excited about playing more My Team, more Gauntlet, and of course My Career and My Park staples, which are really fun to play. But anyways, if you have any ideas of how to make 2K17 better, or anything that you wanted to see, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to have a conversation down there and talk about some of these issues a little more. So until next time, this is Spearfield7. See you later.